Alrighty. Alrighty. Starting to get some people in here, I believe. Let's see here. Still, this is my first time streaming chat, so please go easy on me. Jason, how are you doing today? I'm doing just great. I just got back from the gym, so it's been a great day so far. Oh, thanks, Joda. Just getting something here so you'll have at least something to look at. Oh, that's okay. Alrighty. I'm just trying to pull this one image on screen. Here, it's just gonna pull up the thumbnail. There we go. Alright, so how have you been, chat? First time streaming, so I hope you're all having a wonderful day today. Alright, so I guess we should start getting into questions, huh? Well, I could see that some people are asking questions already, so... Okay, so... Alrighty. So, well, first, dude, why did you get into Powerscaling? Well, I just always thought, like, the idea of two characters fighting each other always interested me. Like, even as like a little kid, like, two characters fighting each other was always such an interesting topic. And when I found out that, like, there are people on YouTube that literally talk about this stuff all the time and literally analyze the series to figure out who would actually win a fight based off of what they did, that idea really interested me. And not until like a year ago did I finally feel like I myself am confident enough that I can run a YouTube channel and talk about it and give my own thoughts on it. And I feel like I was knowledgeable on the concepts that power scaling entails and that it requires to know in order to run a YouTube channel. So alrighty. Do you believe there's a tier higher than Outerversal other than Boundless? I don't believe in the Boundless tier because I don't use VSB's I don't use VSB for the tiering system. Well, I don't believe in I'm not currently I go by the character stats and profiles tiering system if anyone is curious. So, and we basically go all the way to high Outerversal. I'm also a staff member on the wiki as well. Like I think that was like a couple months ago I became this part of the staff. But we're not opposed to anyone that's like, well, I think I can present like a good argument for why there should be another tier beyond high Outerversal. We're totally okay with having that conversation. It's just like we don't believe like that tier should be called Boundless by any nature. And if anything, it could be like called like complex Outerversal. Just know I will be going in further in detail into another future video on why I don't agree with the VSB tiering system, but that's my current thoughts on it. What characters do you main if you main any? I don't really have any favorite characters. At least not that I've really put into thought to, like, that's my favorite character. Have you played God of War? No, but I want to. Like, when the new God of War game eventually comes out, like, I will definitely check that shit out. How old are you? I'm 20. I'm 20 years old. Gonna be turning 21 in August, boys. Can you be Goku, though? From what I've heard, that Goku's built different, so I don't know. Hey, Hey Surfbone, what do you think? Do you think low outer versal is a tier? Because I don't. I literally, it's literally just high hyperversal. If you go by VSB's definition, low outer versal is definitely just high hyperversal. If you're reading, yeah, if you're reading that's the thing about VSB's like tiering system that I'm going to be getting into, is that VSB's tiering system is just like each tier is just higher into high hyperversal. If you go to character stats, it's definitely not defined that way though. And I will explain that in my tiering system video when that comes out. Okay, this is something I definitely assume that was going to be talked about at some point. When are you gonna release the video on Pikachu versus Godzilla? I'm still in talks with the animator, but currently we're trying to aim somewhere between late June, I think. Late June, either late June or early July, I think. Although he's currently still oh my god, somebody just rickrolled me on fucking Discord. But we're trying to. He's currently working on another project right now for his own Discord channel. Not his Discord channel, his YouTube channel. So once he's finished with that, he's immediately going to start on the Pikachu versus Godzilla shit. And my god, you guys are not ready for what we have planned in for that fight. I will tell you that the fight is a lot closer than some of you might think. I've been seeing a couple of the comments on my trailer, like my teaser trailer for it, and some people have some interesting takes on it. I will say that much. Interesting enough, there's a lot. It wasn't just everybody thinking that Godzilla was just gonna curb stomp fucking Pikachu. So that is definitely like I have high hopes for this video doing well. Let's see. How have you scaled Masadaverse? No. And I don't have any plans to. Wait, I think I saw someone earlier say, oh, Box of Comics. If anyone wants to check out my boy Box of Comics, he's yeah, we both went to community college together, so go check my boy out. Why did you start a YouTube channel? It's just basically, I think for anyone who's reaching out to my YouTube channel right now would probably understand that, if this would make a lot of sense. Basically, whenever I tried to get into power scaling, there was no channel on YouTube that actually covered the basic concepts of what you need to know in order to power scale for yourself. And I literally had to join Discord, like the Discord community, in order to learn these concepts. So I felt like, especially back then, I would have appreciated it a lot if there was someone out there that actually had a YouTube channel that covered these concepts in great detail. And before I even started my channel, I even looked for the people who actually talked about these concepts, and unfortunately the ones that I've seen, the ones that I've seen are just either really, really outdated or just, unfortunately, they're just bad. So that's why I eventually created my YouTube channel, because I feel like that's content that not really many people have covered, but it would be massively appreciated by a lot of people who want to get into power scaling. So, do you think Goku Drip is omnipotent? Nah. He's the closest character to being omnipotent, I'll say that. Let's see. Man, there's a lot more comments than I expected. Let's see. I'm trying to look at this shit on my phone. Has power scaling gotten too out of hand due to how powerful we can get characters and their speed tiers? No, I don't think so. I think I don't think it ever gets out of hand. The only thing that I think gets out of hand is people trying to upscale their favorite characters to their utmost degree because they're their favorite characters. And when people try to contest them on their scaling, either they try to really grandstand and take like, well, like I mentioned on my channel already, it's like idiot's advocate. I don't know if I'm allowed to say the other word on here, but I'll just not say it for the sake of it. I think that's when like shit gets out of hand, like especially on TikTok. It's really bad. Like almost, I've seen a ton of people on that like showed me TikToks where it's like, dude, this scale is fucking insane. It's like they're literally just wanking the characters and they're taking statements way too literally in order to upscale them that high. Let's see. Please power scale Kratos from God of War. I am going to. If any of you have followed me on Twitter, I've actually, my first versus battles was going to be Kratos versus Spawn. And it would have been if the God of War new God of War game had come out already, or at least we had a trailer drop, but we haven't had anything since. Like we have literally nothing on the fucking new God of War game. We know it's coming out. We know there's going to be a game. We just don't know when it's coming out. And unfortunately, me and my buddy on Discord, who's like a super fucking genius, knowledgeable guy on the entire series, he literally plays through the games every other day, like on the daily. We just don't think it's not even going to come out this year, like if it hasn't been announced yet. But just know Spawn versus Kratos will be coming, and there's already a thumbnail out for it. If enough people ask for it, I'll definitely show you what the thumbnail looks like, because I've already revealed it on Twitter. Can you explain what autoversal is and what characteristics or feats must a character possess to be classified as autoversal? I'll cover that in my tiering system video. I feel like it'd take up too much time here. Have you ever debated Seth, the programmer? I have, a couple years ago, and that was when I was really bad. I will say, I doubt he even remembers this debate, but it was on whether or not Jiren had Ultra Instinct, because I was basically making fun of this kid for even thinking that, and he told me to get in call, and I did not do well. Because basically my argument was just like, if Jiren has Ultra Instinct, why wasn't it like publicized like Goku did when he had Ultra Instinct? I just feel like that was like such a miss in the marketing, especially with how marketable Dragon Ball is. If Jiren doesn't have if he does have Ultra Instinct, then why didn't he not show? Why did they not like explicitly say it was? But it's whatever. What's your favorite joke from the power scaling community? That's a good question. I guess it really depends on what type of joke. If it's like making fun of something, I don't know. I'll have to definitely get back to you on that. I'll have to think about that. Hey, Surf, it's been a while. Just want to ask you, how can you make it easier to grasp ideas and concepts you can't understand when you want to learn something like how higher dimensions or are above lower? I think that's just like, this is something that like, I've even told people in real life, like just not even power scaling, like just in general, when it comes to like my job outside of YouTube, is like you want to try to obviously I feel like anybody who wants to learn how to power scale are trying to find someone to help teach them. But it's like, if you're not willing to teach yourself to like understand these concepts, it's going to be really hard for you to even like talk about them in a debate. Because if you're just regurgitating what somebody says, it's going to be hard for you to even talk about it. like you'll probably just get all flustered and be like, oh, I don't know, and you'll be discouraged from debating. Like if you need to like, if something makes sense to you, like, oh, that explanation makes sense, well, try to do it in your own words. Like try to understand it for yourself. Try to input like that, like same like definition for like a speed tier, for instance, like say in immeasurable speed, like how would you try to like apply, like try to make your own definition for it that's like simple enough to you for you to understand it. And that's kind of what I think my main strength is. I'm really good at explaining things to people who are more on the normie level. And I feel like that's why a lot more people appreciate my channel as well, because I'm good at explaining things. As long as I'm knowledgeable on it, of course. I don't think I'm super knowledgeable. I think I'm enough to where I'm able to give my opinion on power scaling and make these videos on it. Anything I make a video on, I feel like I'm knowledgeable enough to defend it. So that's why I'll generally try to not make opinions I haven't made videos about, or would make a video about. Let's see. Are you interested in power scaling different media outside of anime? Yeah, I'm definitely am. I even joked about with one of my buddies about, because for some reason people in my Discord were talking about power scaling Tom and Jerry. And then I just thought it would be really funny if one of my other versus battles was Tom and Jerry versus Mordecai and Rigby. And Joda, who's in the chat, I think, he was just like, no, that's not fair at all. And I'm like, you don't know, man. Like there could be some really powerful shit for Tom and Jerry. You don't know. He's like, nah. It's like there was a time where I actually went through that shit. It's like there's nothing that puts him on the level of Mordecai and Rigby. I'm like, okay, whatever, man. I mean, that might be something like if I have so much free time on my hands, then like maybe I'll check it out and see if it's actually a fair duel. But I just think that was like hype enough that like people would actually watch that shit. But surprisingly enough, like Western animation, like cartoons, actually do have some powerful shit in it, and like people just never realized it, I think. Let's see. Is Forbidden a good debater? I definitely think he is, yeah. I mean, he's my homie. Let's see. What's your opinion on Pain versus Kakuzu? Oh boy. I never actually thought I was going to be asked this question on my stream of all things, but I'm surprised that more people think that people still think Pain wins. Like, I'm genuinely surprised. I do think Kakuzu wins full-handedly as long as you're able to argue that he's faster. Like, if he's faster, Pain is pretty much fucked. Like, he can't do anything. Like, Kakuzu is strong enough to literally one-shot any of them with just his fists. His AoE attacks would just vaporize all of them. Like, they would not be able to defend it whatsoever. Like, whatever path is called that like absorbs chakra, he would not be able to react at all to even absorb anything. He would just get eviscerated. And I just think like Kakuzu is just way too durable for any of them to like even like do damage to him at all. So let's see. What's he talking about? What fight? Are you going to address the I already addressed that shit in the what was it? That shit was already addressed in Noodles' video on like the liberation of Surfbone in the fall of Bleach Hub or something. It's literally talked about in that video. Like if you want to hear about that shit, go watch that video. Literally everything is talked about in there. Which Pikachu you're using? It's composite for both characters. A lot of people say that character stats and profiles are trash. Do you have any response to that? I think it's a good wiki because it has good debaters like Nairobi. Yeah, Nairobi is one of the most knowledgeable people I have ever met. Like, I don't know how that motherfucker has so much knowledge on everything. And I cannot tell you how many times me and Noodles have literally, like, say we're talking about Naruto, then he just comes in and it's like, hey, I found this new argument for Naruto. And we're just like, what the fuck, Naya? How did you find this? Like, I cannot tell you how many times that has happened. But character stats and profiles, I don't know why people would say it's trash. I think the people who would say that don't understand what the point of the wiki is. They'll probably say it's trash for the profiles, which I'll tell you right now. Here's how character stats and profiles works. As opposed to VSB, VSB works on basically the staff are the ones that make the profiles on the characters, right? But character stats and profiles, anyone is allowed to make a profile on anybody. But as long as your profile is in line with the rules of the wiki, if we find a profile that happens to not meet the standards, or even like makes up tiers that we don't even have on our own tiering system, then it'll get deleted. It's not like anybody can make one as long as you follow the rules. That's basically what it is. So just know that most of the profiles on there, like, we don't even look at them. So, which is like, we didn't even make, like, the staff has nothing to do with them. Like, the staff have made their own profiles before. Like, Naya has made profiles before. Zero has made some profiles before. I think every staff member has at least made one. Like, Noodles has even made a profile in there for Kaksu if you really want to check that out. Oh yeah, Naya and Noodles have actually made a Naruto profile in there. Anthony, again, the versions for Pikachu and Godzilla are both they're both composite. So I'm using every version, like every canon not canon. I just think every version of that character. So any Godzilla and every Pikachu, but we're technically using Ash's Pikachu. Like, I even asked Naya about this, who's actually helping me out with the video. Like, he's already had the research for Pikachu. I basically asked him, is there any other Pikachu that's stronger than Ash's by any chance? He's like, not really. So it's technically just Ash Pikachu's composite, so. Let's see. Just want to keep up the great work. You inspire me. Well, I'm glad I inspire you. I need to get more work done. Oh, that's right. I'm eventually, let's say in 10 minutes, I'll try to I'm going to make an announcement that regards like the shit for my channel and how the production of my future videos will be going along. Cause I definitely want to pump out more videos. It's just like I'll get to that in a second, but what tier do you think Pokemon is in general? I don't scale Pokemon myself. The information and research that's going to be coming out of the video for like Pikachu versus Godzilla is by Naya. So if you want to ask anybody about Pokemon, ask Naya. He's in my Discord. Why'd you name yourself Surfbone? Funny. So in real life, my dad had always called me T-Bone.
Answer your questions in your comments.
Okay. Sorry, everybody. Got interrupted there. But basically, in real life, my dad had already, he had given me the name T-Bone based off of a movie, like a war movie he was watching, because he just liked the ring to it, and my first name starts with a T, so it just made somewhat sense to him, I guess. And then there's this one time I was I think I was trying to play Pop Tropica, and I was really trying to figure out what I should have as a username. I don't know what to do, and what do I have as a name? He's like, why don't Surfbone? I'm like, oh, okay. I actually like that a lot, so that's a username I've had for like over a decade at least. Have you thought about what if power scaling? Like, what if Yamcha had the Speed Force? So what if Captain America used Ki? I have thought about doing them before. Although there's this one what if that like sounds really interesting, and I think Parrot, my webcam Parrot has even thought about doing this before. Like when somebody brought it up to him, and if he doesn't do it, then well, I'll have to ask him if he even plans on doing it ever. But I might do that. Is what if Garo replaced Stain in My Hero from One Punch Man? And that just sounded interesting to me. I always liked Stain when I watched My Hero. So having Garo, who's like a fucking badass, I love Garo in My Hero. Like I feel like that would be really interesting to like see like how would he react to the other characters. Now, obviously, if Garo just went into up against My Hero, he would stomp all of them, like no difficulty. But if I was to do a what if on that, it'd be more of like a narrative, like analysis. Like, let's say just like if Garo was just as strong as Stain or something. Is there any video game versus you scale? Not exclusively. Again, soon I'll be doing God of War when I get around to doing the Kratos versus Spawn video, but again, me and my buddy are kind of waiting for the game to come out so then we can, because it's kind of just like with Death Battle, like say if like something just comes out about the character they just brought up, then like that game just immediately gets what is it? Keep this. Oh, somebody was talking about me on Discord. But basically, I forgot. Oh, I remember. It was I just don't want like my video to immediately get invalidated if like say Kratos versus Spawn gets released, and then say if I say Spawn wins, but then the game comes out and then it just reveals all this like new scaling that just makes it so Kratos would utterly stomp the hell out of Spawn, and I'm just like, no, now I have to cover Kratos again. It's like now my entire video is pretty much invalidated, so I want to wait until that shit comes out. So let's see, how powerful do you think Goku is now? I think he's most consistently low multiversal. And I really have to get through these comments. I did not expect this many people to join. 50 people on the first stream. How damn. Honcho Scales has good failings on power scaling? No. He is not good. If you were in the power scaling, like the Discord community, Honcho Scales is considered a joke. Like, and he just sound, and like that he live, and like the whole thing is just that he lives in an echo chamber, but he talks shit all the time. Like literally, I know a buddy Dream that like he has like debated him multiple times, and every time he's just utterly stomped him. Every time. And like he's just like scared of Dream. So I just don't know why anybody think. Well, obviously people on YouTube are gonna think he's good, but I'll just tell you right now, nobody in the power scaling community ever thinks that Honcho's good. Let's see. Superman solos all verses. Superman is the GOAT. Give me a second, real quick. I'm just I've been so invested on streaming my shit that I didn't even realize I never announced it in my Discord. Just want to do that real quick. Okay. Now it's there. Let's see. What's your favorite breakfast meal? Oh, breakfast meat. Oh, meat. I'm definitely a fan of beef. I also love chicken as well. One of my favorite breakfasts that I used to get all the time in my community college was like it was like a quesadilla with like cheese, chicken, and bacon. Like that. Actually, no, it was not. It was not It was not chicken. it was cheese, bacon, and potatoes. Like that shit was just flames. Like I wish I could have that breakfast every fucking day. But I'm fucking lazy when it comes to making shit. What are your thoughts on pixel scaling? I think it's fine. I definitely think people are a bit too harsh on it. Well, I think the people that don't like it don't understand it whatsoever, and they don't understand how, like, analyzing anything, like how we analyze anything, like in fiction or in real life. Like that might even deserve its own video. Will you discuss omnipresence and omniscience in the future? I've discussed omnipresence in my speed tiering video, and omniscience, I don't think there's really all the cover about it. That's just like you know everything. Let's see. Kabuto said that Itachi was built different, so does he solo Marvel? Sure. Let's see here. Any more questions? Let's see. TikTok said that Wally West beats the one above all. I'm just not. I don't know if I want to say anything on that. Because I don't scale Marvel, but I've always been around people that just say that, like that even like Parrot has like beaten multiple like a lot of people on the Flash versus all of Marvel. Like I remember that, like those were days that have been had, because DC is just far fast, like has more characters that are just far faster than anyone in Marvel from my knowledge. So, and barely any characters are there are out of Versal. But don't take my word for it. I'm not a Marvel scaler. Maybe I'll scale Marvel in the future, but currently I'm not. I don't have the time to. They downplay a lot and miss out feats. That's probably talking about VSB. Oh wait, I just noticed I missed it. A VSB question: how accurate is VSB battles for power scaling? I generally don't think they're nearly accurate, especially going. I feel like whenever they're going by the tiering system that they have, I don't think they're accurate whatsoever, and it's pretty fucking evident that they have this inherent bias towards certain characters where either they're like, they can't be this strong, so we're gonna even make it so no one's allowed to even talk about it. Like that's literally what's happening with Naruto, right? And that's going to happen with Dragon Ball too. So like that's literally, so this is funny. So if anyone remembers Super Saiyan Ryu, he once made like a VSB thread like a couple months ago, I think. And basically it was like a whole thing on why Xenoverse and Heroes characters are consistently immeasurable speed. And it seemed fine to me. Like I didn't have any contentions with like major contentions with it. It seemed like I don't scale it, but the reasoning seemed fine. Like it seemed pretty consistent. And then like even there were some people who disagreed, obviously, and were contesting him and debating him, but then like quote unquote neutral Ant then comes in and says, well, we're thinking about getting rid of immeasurable speed entirely, so we're not even gonna like this. So that means this entire like thread is practically invalid. And then everybody turned on Ant, being like, what? Like even the people that didn't like agree with Super Saiyan Ryu on the thread were immediately now concerned with the fact that immeasurable speed may be taken down. So that so they're like, yeah, this just invalidates the entire thread. Not even up for discussion. I just think that's really funny how like, and it's like it doesn't, like their explanation for why they're getting rid of it is even worse. So I'm not like going too in depth with it. I need to answer more questions. Oh my god, 64 people on the stream. Holy shit. Thank you all for joining the stream. I did not expect this many people to join. I didn't expect many people to ask so many questions. Song TikTok, that was trash. I uploaded it on my YouTube channel. Wait, is it not allowing me to see certain? What the hell? When is the tiering / dimensional tiering video coming out? When I get around to it. I'm hoping this weekend that I could try to get the tiering system video done, like at least part 1 of it. So hopefully I can do that. Why is it deleting it? Man, I really need to get these done faster. Let's see. Oh wait, this is, yeah, it's actually going back. Let's see. Oh, drop the thumbnail on Discord. Are you guys talking about the spawn versus? Man, there's so many questions I did not get past. Oh my god. This is going, I really need to power through these and pick which ones I want to do. Cute. Oh, I see this one Hannah guy spamming this. Okay, Hannah, I'll tell you now so you stop spamming it. I don't use the term boundless. I don't use the tier boundless at all. So I cannot tell you the difference since I don't believe in it. Oh, by the way, yes, that was my mom earlier, if anyone was wondering. What the hell is a knowledge Andy? I think that term was just made like someone who just has a lot of knowledge but can't debate for shit. I think that's what it was. What are your thoughts on, yeah, Seth saying that Naya wasn't a good debater and that he was a knowledge Andy? I don't think that's true at all. I don't agree with that whatsoever. Let's see. All the Pikachu questions, none for the homie Big G. I don't scale Sonic, so couldn't tell you how powerful he was. Just know if I ignore your question about how powerful a character is, I'll just let you know right now, it's because I don't scale the character, so I couldn't tell you. Would being faster than teleportation itself give you measurable speed? No. I'll talk about the... No, I'll wait till somebody actually asks the question. Let's see. Let's see here. What are your favorite video games? Let's see. I think I have... I really like, I don't know if I have any particular favorites. I really like Five Nights at Freddy's. I mean, that's actually a video game that I actually play, like a type of like series that I actually plan on covering for this channel. If anybody has seen my community posts, like that's something I genuinely want to talk about because I'm a super huge fan of the series, and I'm right now going through the books. Like I already finished the Silver Eyes, which is really good. Let's see. And no, the tilt the tilt reacting to a teleportation is not inaccessible. Okay, let's see. Has anyone actually... Man, I need to go through all these. Actually, I'm going to go straight to the bottom. Because, oh my god. Yes, I do plan on power scaling FNAF unironically. Like, I actually, like, talked to my buddy Striker, who's gonna be helping me. But like me and him have been like talking about the series. Like literally a couple hours ago we were talking about it and about the shit I've seen in the books. Like there's some crazy shit in the books, and I definitely think it's worth a video. Do you prefer making demand videos or videos you feel like making? I prefer if people ask me what they want to see first, and then if I feel like making it, I will. Obviously, the more that people demand it, then I know that video is going to do well. So I'm definitely willing to listen out to suggestions. But if I'm like not interested, then it's really hard for me to get on top of it. That's why the Gojo video has kind of been like not happening, because I tried getting into the series and it's just like mainly with the it's just a really slow start. I do plan on covering it eventually. It's just like, man, I really need to like be interested in something in order to really pursue making a video on it. How durable is clean shirt armor? I hate you, Hashi. Jeez, a lot of. Okay, I will. You know what? I'll show you guys the. Let's see if I can find it. If I even have it on here. Damn, do I not even have it on my computer? Let's see. Does anyone in the chat actually want me to show you the thumbnail for Spawn versus Kratos? Okay, I'm getting a lot of people saying yes. Okay. I'll definitely couldn't care less from Forbidden. Ah, shit. Let's see. While I look at, I'll try and find it on my phone. It should be easy to find. All right. Sorry if there's some silence here. Alrighty. Now let's check. Actually, I'll so just though I now know that people want to see it, so I'll definitely show it on here, but let's see. I left on your post. Oh yeah, you're on the post, right? I'll definitely look at that. Let's go back to my. Yeah, I'll definitely look at my post. I was just so like betting on the fact that I won't get as many questions as I would on stream. So in preparation for that, I made a community tab for anybody that wouldn't make it to the stream. Let's see, what did you ask? I don't see you on here. Yeah, MNS, like I don't see you on here. But you can ask your question. Let's see here. Play some background music. Okay, that's actually a good idea. I'll play some background music. Let's see here. All right, what do you guys want me to play on here for? Actually, this actually might be a good choice. Oh wait, I actually have my. Will this fuck with my other tab? That works. Okay. Hopefully this doesn't get me copyrighted. Okay. Pay what I DM'd you? What did you DM me, Hashi? Oh no, I'm not. I'm not doing. Maybe I'll do that later, but I'm not doing that now, Hashi. Alrighty. Actually, I think I remember. Is it too loud? Oh, okay, it's way too loud. Damn. Okay. Is that better? Is that better? Here, I'll turn up my gain a little bit. Okay, it's better? Okay. I don't think I remember debating Parrot ever, no. But I would never win. Do you scale MC Thanos with the gauntlet above Dormammu? I don't really scale MCU like that, at least currently. I think there's more shit to say that Dormammu's probably better to go with, so. Parrots in the chat. What do you think of this debate in the live chat? I have not been paying attention at all. I've noticed that there's a debate going on, but I was not paying attention to that. I was too busy looking at questions. Actually, I think some people were wanting me to talk about the teleportation shit with Dragon Ball Super's new manga. Like, does anyone, like, I don't know if anyone actually cared. I'm not gonna try to spoil it, but there is just this one statement that was said in the chapter that's like stomping everybody and thinking that like the speed meta has really changed now because of what Granola did. I don't think there's anything that really does anyone here think I'm gonna try to keep spoilers out, but does anyone actually want me to answer that question? No, I wasn't just being kind, Andrian. Like, I don't think I could ever be Parent. Again, I already addressed the Godzilla vs. Pikachu shit. It's we're trying to aim through to late June. That's where we're trying to aim towards. But he's right now still he's working on a project for his own channel, so that's involving the animation, by the way. Let's see. June 28th on my birthday. We'll see. I would not Bonnie Parrot, please. Please stop. Stop with the cap. That motherfucker taught me power scaling. That tells you how much he knows more about power scaling than me. He's one of the motherfuckers that literally taught me how to power scale. What do you think about the different kinds of immortality? I definitely plan on making a video on it. Like how oh, here's another thing. Because I was thinking like, did I even do anything on character stats? I actually did. I actually edited and revised their entire immortality page. So if you want to like get a glimpse of what my video would be like, that's like what the video is basically going to be, is me just looking at my own page that I made that they approved. Can Pikachu and Godzilla neg the Death Note? No comment. Nah, I'm not. I'm not just. Okay, I may be humble, but I'm not. I don't think any of those people that you named, God, I would actually. I don't think I would beat in a debate. Any good guides on power scaling other than your own content? Character stats. Like character stats and profiles has a bunch of really good blogs that they have on power scaling. Character stats is vastly superior to versus battles. I mean, at least current versus battles anyway. Current versus battles is garbage. Will you do a video on the different levels of regeneration at some point? Yeah, I will. One of my buddies, PJ, has been like begging me from the heavens to do that video. Like he just wants that video done for some reason. Like he really wants that video to be done. That, and he wants me to keep reading Chainsaw Man, which I am a very slow fucking reader. Like that's definitely like a video that will like that series I want to cover is Chainsaw Man, because Chainsaw Man is flames. Oh, 02's in the chat. Yes, he's also one of the staff members. Let's see here. Was versus battles ever good? Let me tell you this. You know, basically what character stats' like tiering system was what VSB used to be before it had major changes to how it was how things were worded. Like characters, like although character stats does have like a few changes in how things were like defined and described, but it's generally based off of what VSB used to be at one point. Why was it changed? It was a guy named Ultima that wanted to make the tiering system quote-unquote more mathematically accurate. And it ended up making it more garbage. Yes, Diogo, you made it in time. Well, the stream started like around an hour ago, so. What's your favorite manga? I don't know if I have a favorite currently, but I do really like Chainsaw Man right now. I feel like if I read the manga, because I definitely love the anime. I love Death Note a lot. I literally rewatched Death Note 3 times. Oh, what is your real name? I won't say my last name. But my first name is Taylor. I made that clear on. I've revealed that on Twitter, so it's not like it's gonna do anything here. Will you ever debunk versus battles poo-poo tiering system? I did say that I plan on. After my tiering system video, I will make an entire video based off of analyzing the tiering system and why I disagree with how things are defined there. And why I think character stats is better. I thought about doing that in the tiering system video, but that would honestly make it way too long. And I think it's definitely worth its own video to talk about. I'm asking for Surfbone's position on which Boo is the strongest. It's definitely debatable. I definitely think that Kid Boo has a lot of shit behind him, to be honest. But I do understand the arguments that are made for Boo-han, so it's definitely debatable. let's see here. What if one character is massively stronger and another is massively faster? Who wins? Depends. Can the massively faster character even damage the massively stronger character? Because if he does, then he wins. That's the thing about versus battles that not a lot of people are like take into account, is that speed is a very is like one of the main like arguments that you need to talk about in a debate. Like that is like the biggest win con, because once your character is faster, like it's so much easier for you to argue that your character wins as long as you get a win con. Like say if it's like with the whole like Coxie versus Pain shit. It's like it really, I think if you really want to give Pain some like the benefit of the doubt and say that any of his hacks could work on Kakuzu, then it really comes down to who wins in terms of speed. Because at that point, either would just kill each other, depending on who is faster. Have you watched Invincible, and where do you scale Omni-Man and abilities? I've watched 3 episodes or 4 episodes of Invincible. I haven't finished it yet. And I do plan on reading more of the... I've read some of Invincible already. But again, I'm really slow with reading shit. There is like this one video idea that I plan to do that's Invincible, really. I think a lot of you would be interested in watching. That I'm surprised no one has actually talked about yet. Here we go. Thoughts on Granola's technique that's faster than instant transmission. Okay. Let's talk about this. I literally had talked to a couple of my buddies on Discord before this stream, because I just wanted to make sure I worded this right. So I'm not gonna do say any spoilers, but basically, for those who haven't read the chapter, basically Granola, Goku says that he is faster. He basically blinks from one end and is basically behind Goku and Vegeta, and Goku says he's faster than instant transmission. I believe that's what it was said. Now, let's say, actually, before we like talk about what that statement, if we take it literally, but basically, what happens is that, well, there's other ways you can interpret that statement. Like, I don't think that's the other thing that people don't realize, is that context is incredibly important when scaling, like, especially taking statements into account. And I think that's why a lot of people get stumped by the whole Jiren transcends time statement, because they don't think about the context at all. They just think about what the statement means in a literal sense, or what the highest end interpretation is. Because honestly, the best way I would explain what Granola is doing there, I just think he more than likely has a better technique than instant transmission, and that's why he was able to. That's why the statement was made. But let's say if you wanted to take that statement literally, that like he's faster than instant movement. I already talked about this in my speed tiering video when VSB like defines infinite speed as also traveling anywhere instantly, and they define instantly as traveling anywhere in 0 time. But I've even done my own research, and I don't think I've ever found a definition where instantly is defined as 0. If anything, instantly is like something that's like really, really fast, or it's like a very minuscule number. Literally, if you look up like instant right now, and it's like and then it's like something like what's the word I'm looking for? It has the word infinite. Oh, infinitesimally fast or something. Like the word infinitesimal is in the... So I'm like, okay, let's look up the definitions of infinitesimal. And all the definitions say, like even in mathematical terms, that it's like numbers that like approach 0 but never get to 0. So it's not even infinite. So if anything, if someone says they're traveling somewhere in an instant, it's just like it's just like, if anything, it's most likely just going to be a hyperbole by saying like, oh, they're really fast. D&D has some powerful shit from what I've heard. Is an instance 10,000 times faster than light? Not inherently. I think it depends on context. Like, depending on how, like, say how fast the character is. Like, say if Goku, like, is like, and I was about to say multiversal. If he is, like MFTL, then if someone said, like, well, he traveled there in an instant, like, I couldn't see him, it's like, then we know he's just, like, he's above, massively faster than light. To the point where Goku thought he was moving instantly. Oh, it's an outlier. That's actually a really good joke. That's like more of like an inside joke that if you're aware of how VSB does things, that like it's an outlier is a really funny meme. D&D is Dungeons and Dragons, by the way. No, I don't think there's a Josiah, I don't think there's a concrete definition either, but any of them, I don't think I've ever seen one that it's like implied that it's 0 time. Like you're getting somewhere in 0 time. It's always like a very minuscule amount of time. And that's like so infinitesimally small. Like I even talked to Stryker about this and my buddy Hashi, and we just like I think even like some people on Twitter even think this as well, that it's more likely that one of the like the wish that was granted to Granola is like, because he was like, pretty much I think the explanation was, so he gets a wish from the god, from like the dragon to become like, actually the way I forgot, no spoilers, I can't get into that, but I'll just that's the instant shit. Can power scaling be subjective? I think most things are subjective. Very little things are objective. I think it's really hard to argue something is like an objective thing. Do you think versus battles can be too artificially in favor for certain characters, and how would you mitigate that? Get rid of the biases. Scale of characters for what they've shown and what they're most like try to find, basically just drop the biases, like, and be more open-minded. Like just because you don't like it if like a character is stronger than the other, like if Ichigo happens to be stronger than Naruto, or Naruto happens to be stronger or faster than Ichigo, it's like, who the fuck cares? Like, why do you care so much about whether or not this guy is strong? Like, that's something I believe that it's like a super huge problem with a lot of people trying to get into power scaling, is that they need to learn to drop the not just drop the egos, but like drop the biases. Immediately is 0? No, it's not. Is 5D being above infinite 4D being? Yes. Short answer, yes. Yes, infinite speed is below inaccessible speed, which is reaching 0. That's the thing that VSB doesn't isn't willing to accept. Like, we literally proposed inaccessible speed to them, and they just didn't think that it would apply to many characters enough to make it his own tier, which I think is total bullshit. Well, not that not that it isn't true, but it's like, that's a totally shit reason for why it shouldn't even be a tier, because it's like, I literally talked to Nai about this, it's like, why, like, if that's the case, if that's like an actual critique for why, like a tier shouldn't exist, then why do we have like tiers that are like explicitly like 10th dimensional you have like to be a 10th dimensional being to be this tier. You have to be a 12th dimensional being to be this tier. Like why are those tiers exist if like very little characters like apply to them? Do you actually own a cat? No. Maybe when I'm older. And like I live on my own. Does that cat actually exist? Unfortunately not. Who wins, Gojo or Goku? No comment at the moment. I haven't read through Jujutsu Kaisen yet to make my own opinion. So I'll just leave that up to, like, yeah, you'll find out my answer soon enough. Will you make a video? Yes, I will be making a tiering system video on the different tiers in power scaling for AP. And does intelligence really matter as much as other scaling factors such as speed? Not a lot. It really depends on what they do, I think. Like, if it's like if you're trying to like do like an intelligence battle, like say if you give characters both prep, it's like, what could they do? What have they done? Like, I feel like that's when, like, what did they do with their intelligence, like, in a prep time situation? I feel like that's what mainly comes down to it. Or it's like, what kind of, like, strategies have they come up with that would help them defeat this character? Where it's like, if there's, like, a specific foe that requires a certain technique that they have in order to defeat them, did they use it immediately? If they saw that they are weak to that ability. Let's see here. If you were reincarnated in the DC universe with the goal of becoming as strong as possible as a normal human baby, what would you do? If I was to, I would go try and hang out with Karate Kid. That motherfucker's a human and he can throw characters across solar systems. And he can take on Kryptonians. Can you beatbox? No. At least not good anyway. Oh, that is true, Parrot. Dying is the easiest way to become stronger. That is actually true. Unironically, that is actually true. Dying is like the best way to get stronger. I didn't even think about that. Like, unironically, if you guys watch Parrot's videos, that comment actually makes sense. If you read Bleach, I haven't really read a lot of Bleach, but because every time I've always tried to watch the anime first, so then it's easier for me to read the manga. Like, that's what I've done most of the time when it comes to like scaling anime. But every fucking time I try to watch Bleach, like, I get invested into like the Soul Society arc, but then I immediately drop it after during the fake Karakura Town arc. Like, that shit is just so boring to me. Like, they focus on way too many side characters for me to care to keep going. Just know if you've like there may be certain questions, like, again, if it's either I don't scale a character and I don't know, or I've already answered it earlier. So if you want to like rewatch the stream again to hear my opinion, then go ahead. But I'm gonna try and not repeat certain questions, like the answer to certain questions. Oh, I think I saw someone say a Dr. Manhattan scale. Go watch Parrot. Like, he covered that shit. Would you ever scale high school DxD? Doesn't sound like it'd make a lot of views. I don't think many people would know about it or even care, unfortunately. It's like, if I'm invested, it's either I really want to do that video, but if it's like, if it wouldn't do well, I don't see the point in trying to make the video. What are your favorite Disney princesses? I'm trying to remember which ones I liked. Moana's really good. I really like Moana. There's another one, though, I feel like, that I'm just forgetting for some reason. That's like the first one that came to mind. Thoughts on Honcho teaching George Cantor? I think I don't have any thoughts on it, because I just think Honcho is garbage. I don't even know who George Cantor is. Based on your current knowledge, what do you think is the weakest fictional verse? I have no idea. Honestly, I could not tell you. Ever thought of scaling Umineko? No, probably never will. It doesn't sound interesting. Man, we're almost to 70 people in here. Holy shit. Let me actually look at my, shit to see if anyone has, like, asked me questions on my shit that I haven't answered. Hoodie, if you're in this call, if you're in, like, you're watching the stream, just know I'm not answering your question. I will leave that up to you to find out. That shit is secret. Oh, can I go over the Jiren statement? That's right. Oh, and then Jeremy Woods, then's like the null void. It's copied from VSB with literally no time or space. So this is something I also talked about. This is what I talked about with everybody as well. It's just like, context is fucking everything. Like, it literally matters for feats or statements, regardless. And it's something that I don't feel like most people even touch upon in debates, and they get fucked over by it. Especially when it comes like the Jiren statements. For like, is people take statements, they immediately take it either way too literally at first glance, or they try to assume the highest end interpretation because they want to try to get them as strong as they can. And I will say, basically, why is here, let's go to the, just so I could show you. Jiren transcends time. So we're talking about this statement, right? Alright, so let me ask you, why did Valos even talk about time in the first place? Because Jiren was fighting Hit, who has time-based abilities. And what did Jiren just... And she's now talking about Jiren. What did Jiren do? He literally flexes out of Hit's, like, ace in the hole, like the time prison. He literally flexed out of it. And then Vados then comments on it and says, this means Jiren's this means Jiren possesses power that transcends time itself. So, via the context of what she just saw, she only saw that Hit's ability had nothing to do on Jiren, and he literally flexed out of that. So, basically, that just means that Jiren is just so powerful that he just pretty much negs the time hacks of Hit. And I think that just goes along with, like practically a law in Dragon Ball at this point. I think everyone I've even talked to agrees on this, is that Dragon Ball has this, like, like law that like if you are stronger than somebody, then you are more than likely going to resist their hacks as well. What, right? That's even like very demonstrably shown in Super. Like there was that one, like I feel like Hit versus Goku is a really good example. Like there was that one point where Goku was strong. Goku was getting fucked up by Hit as he was improving during the fight, but then when he went Blue Kaioken, he literally overpowered the ability and just pushed through it. And Goku said, "I don't care how far your time, how far you push your time skipped. It's nothing compared to what I am now." And then later, you have like Frieza, who literally easily overpowers the Universe 9's God of Destruction's Hakai. But then when he tried to assume like, oh, Toppo like is using that same technique on me, I'll just resist it again. But then he got immediately fucked by it. So basically what I'm saying is that the Jiren thing is hacks related. And that, well, he literally flexed out of it. And it's like, if he flexed out of time, it's like, it doesn't mean anything about it doesn't mean anything about speed. Like, I literally give people this example as well. If I were to if I attached myself to a bus at the front and I'm dragging it around, what does that say more about me? Does that say more about does that say more about my strength or my speed? And basically it would say more about your strength, right? Because you're having the ability to move around this this bus. And even the faster you go, it just means like, oh, now you're strong. You're so strong that you're able to pull it around effortlessly now. So, even if you were to... Can I just argue that power equals speed in Dragon Ball? Someone tried to do that to me, and I don't know what there is to imply that at all. Like, he literally tried to use something and literally disregarded context to try to make his argument consistent. But he ended up... Again, he literally disregarded the story in order to try to make his position consistent. Alright, let's go back to this image. Alrighty, let's see. Was anything else stated in this? Can you speak Japanese? If no, will you learn it? I actually tried taking a Japanese class once. It was really difficult. Like, trying to memorize shit is really fucking difficult. The language is definitely very fucking interesting. Like, I understand it now and how it works. And, like, how the grammatology is used. But, other than that... I can't really speak it well at all. How powerful is Jesus? No comment. What's the highest tier you believe in? I think I kind of made it clear in the video that I'm more like, I do not believe in boundless, like the VSB tiering. VSB tier, like I agree with character stats. And whatever character stats has. And I'm open to there being another tier beyond high or universal. I'm not saying that's impossible. I'm just saying you would need to really present a good case for why we should even say that there is one beyond boundless. I mean, not beyond boundless, beyond high or universal. Jesus did kick a table one time. That is true. Wow, Joda, you're the one who asked who's doing your Godzilla research. I wonder who. Oh, god damn it. Saucy's in the chat. No shit. Saucy tried to tell me that I should do it way later. Like, around 7 hours later. Like the stream. What are the different layers of outer versal? That's something I'll cover in my my tiering system video. Scare your favorite character in fiction right now, please. I don't think I have one. Yo, what's up, Alamani? Alright, is there any questions I missed? Well, I definitely had to skip past some earlier because there was just so many people commenting. I heard he transcends the narrative. Yeah, that doesn't... Yeah, Parrot's right. It literally does not mean anything. Tilt, I don't know if you know what I look like, so... Yeah, I don't even think you're in my server, so I don't know how you would know. I think Noodles is way sexier than fucking Arrow. That's not even a joke. I do think Noodles is that. He's a much more beautiful man. The villain is back. If anyone who doesn't understand that reference, that's from Noodles' stream. When I was saying like to Noodles, like he was wondering what he would do with his stream, and I was saying like I was giving him like an idea that like maybe you can make it like you have to become a member to watch it after it's done being live, and he almost considered it, and people were calling me a villain. Because they were like, you're trying to make us pay to see the stream after it's uploaded? Like, you're a fucking villain. Will you talk about that? I literally just talked about it, like 10 minutes ago, Jared. What does Noodles look like? How have you not seen what Noodles look like? Parrot is speaking facts. You all should watch my videos. On God. Oh yeah, I do plan on making more. That's should I make that now? Actually, I just remembered. While nobody's even asking questions right now, I'll look for the shit about the fucking the Spawn versus Kratos thumbnail. I'll grab it real quick. Should be easy to find. I'm coming up close to it. I think I passed it. Oh, there it is. Alrighty, I will show it on screen in just a second here. There you go. That's what the thumbnail is going to look like for Spawn versus Kratos. And no, I did not draw this. I paid for it. I paid for somebody to draw this. Oh, while I'm at it, I could probably show you guys what the Godzilla versus Pikachu one looks like as well. Since I don't think I've released what that looks like yet. Let me find that real quick. It should be not be far. There we go. Make a Kratos versus Thanos? Maybe. What would the Flash outrunning the Black Racer scale to? Relevant speed. That motherfucker's a new god. M&S, what's your tag on Discord? Because I don't think I've seen you on my Discord. Let's see. Can you explain platonic constants and how they work in scaling? In a future video, I plan to, yeah. What's your opinion on Fairy Tail? It's garbage. Oh, I just don't think it's for me anyway. At least the anime was not that interesting whatsoever. All right, here I'll show you guys. This is the. Wait, let's see if I can get a. Will it work any better? Is this? Nah, it's the same. This is the Godzilla versus Pikachu thumbnail. God damn it, Moot Noodles. Your birthday's in 5 months. Well, why don't you tell me that 5 months in the future? Then I'll tell you a happy birthday. Yes, I paid for this. Examples of 2D characters in fiction. None that I can. I think like Bill, like when Bill Cipher first appeared, he was 2D. He was explained to be 2D. Then later on, he became a 3-dimensional being. Is it possible for characters to be faster than another character in the same tier as a relevant speed? Yes. Yeah, that's very much so. It's not like just some. It's not like it, like, say if we accepted omnipotence as a tier, that's not like everybody's the same level. Like, you are capable of being faster than someone else, even if they, like, you both are, like, around the same speed tier. That happens all the time. Video on Pikachu versus Godzilla is going to be like Death Battle in the sense that you're going to explain the power and ability, then you mention the final explanation. Somewhat. We're actually thinking of doing it in a different way than Death Battle. It's going to be like in a similar style, but it's not exactly going to be a Death Battle. And unlike Death Battle, we're not going to limit these characters to a certain tier or anything. I mean, I can draw, but I definitely cannot draw like this. That's why I pay for this shit. Where the donation link? That should probably be... I should probably bring that up. So... Big announcement I want to make is, so, probably a lot of you have been wondering, I have not uploaded in a while. And I've noticed, and I'm very much aware of that, and I don't like that I haven't uploaded in a while either. But it's mainly because, like, and it's like, I want to upload videos, but I don't want to get in this, loop where I make videos, but the production quality is not as great as my old ones, because I'm trying to pump out more content more frequently. So I've been trying to think about how do I pump out more videos more frequently, but also keep up the production quality of my videos, as long as the video scripts be just as well researched. And I basically thought, well, I'll just hire other video editors to do that shit for me, so I can focus more on making more scripts, and I don't have to worry about the videos. So, but the thing is like, I don't have infinite money. So what did I So basically what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be making my, so I thought, why don't I just do a Patreon? Alright, and that is basically, here, I'll drag this over here. So this is basically what my Patreon is going to look like. And I will make this more public in a public, like a in a community tab, and in the description of this video after this this video just gets uploaded and stops streaming. So this is basically like we'll have like different tiers. Obviously, you have street level, mountain level, planet level, and all of these, like this entire Patreon will be like solely and exclusively going to paying the people that help me make my videos possible. So video editors, people that help me research and make the scripts for my videos, the artists that I commissioned for thumbnails, and possible animators that will help me do some shit for either some future versus battles or in just other content that I'm able to hire them for. Most of this, like the money that will, like, either most of it, if not practically all the money, will be going straight to the production of my videos and paying mainly like the video editors so I can get these videos out faster. So for those who are willing to support my Patreon, I will be leaving that in the description of this video. Yeah, I know the big leaps from Planet to Universal. It's just like I'm trying to remember all like the tiers. They're like more mainstream that everybody remembers, like street tier, mountain level, planet level, Universal, and Outerversal. I feel like those are like the most like the tiers that mostly everybody remembers. So will you do a video explaining? Yeah, I will do a video on dimensional tiering. Who wins between Noodles and Surfbone? Noodles would win. He's definitely a lot better than I am in terms of like debate skill. I'm not gonna reveal my past of Noodles. That I don't think he would want that. What's your opinion on Momoshiki versus Kaguya? I don't understand why people think Kaguya wins. Like, it's fairly fucking evident that Momoshiki just utterly stomps the fuck out of Kaguya. Like, Sasuke literally verbatim says that, like, us and the Kage can easily take out Kaguya if we want to, and we're gonna go on, take on Momoshiki. Noodles or Arrow? Obviously, Noodles. No need, Honcho. Alright, no. Honcho is bad. Honcho is garbage. Stop. Wait, want to debate Seth on what? Oh, who would win in a fight? Currently I'm trying to take some classes in Muay Thai right now, so maybe eventually I'll be able to beat the shit out of Noodles. What I wanted to, I don't think Seth would, like, I think Seth has made it pretty blatant that he doesn't care about debating that at all. Yeah, and plus I think he would more often agree with me anyway, so I don't know why we would even need to debate that subject. people don't realize there's a gap between Boruto and end of series Naruto. I don't understand the people that think that that Naruto got weaker in Boruto. At least like during like the Momoshiki era. Like obviously recently somewhat recently in the manga, like Naruto and Sasuke got nerfed heavily. I won't say how because that might be spoilers, but just know that they did. Yeah, Seth would agree with me, so I don't know why would we even have to debate on that shit. Let's go back to this. Not gonna lie, Noodles he does have some killer punch combos. That's why I'm not gonna confidently say that I would win, at least not yet. Are feats better than statements? Usually. It really depends on the context, obviously. Like, what happens if we have a character where their only scaling is based off of statements? And actually, like, statements can include feats as well, so it's just weird like that. I don't scale Naruto, Boruto that much, so I have nothing to say on Delta. But from what I've heard, she didn't go all out again. That Naruto did not go all out at her, and it was explicit, very explicit. Alright, I'll be right back, guys. I'm gonna take a piss real quick. Yo, I'm back. Alrighty, let's see what else people said. How many people have said anything? What are y'all talking about? How much time does it take for you to research feat statements of any character? For me, it takes a while because I'm a slow reader. And it depends on how much I've already researched about the character anyway. So Naruto versus Ichigo. I definitely think there's more to... Like, I think this really just goes into the universal shit, right? For both characters. And anybody that will tell you that has scaled both verses, that there is more shit for Naruto being universal than Ichigo could ever dream of. Plus, I think there's more shit for Naruto to be scaled higher in speed, so I just think he would speed blitz and beat the shit out of Ichigo. What are your thoughts on scaling real life? I feel like we do that. That's like something that people don't understand is like well, they don't realize is that we technically power scale all the time and we don't know it. It's just like we just don't have a term for it, so we don't really like think about that. But when people hear power scaling, they just think of nerdy shit. Like, oh, they're scaling fucking anime. They're scaling comics. What dorks. It's like, you literally scale how powerful... Like, we literally try to figure out who wins in a fight between a bear and a gorilla. Or, like, who would win between an orc and a shark. Like that actually is, like, a fucking conversation that people have. Like, scientists have those types of conversations. And people talk about who's, like, the best in, like, the... Yeah, that's right, the Olympics as well. Like, who's, like, has shown better feats. And, like, in the MMA, like, who has shown better feats against who. And it's, like, who has done well against this other guy. Like, we do that. We do this shit all the time, but we just don't have a term for it. Like, it's not exclusively just a fictional thing. Like, we do it all the time. It's only when people try to scale debate skill is when I think it's like incredibly cringe, and it's like, please stop. Like, I don't think you can really determine that. Is Jesus omnipotent? No fictional character is omnipotent, so unless you think Jesus is real, then sure. Also, I just think Naruto is way more fucking hacks than Ichigo is. Like, Ichigo is a literal fucking like, he does not have many hacks from what I remember. He's just like a fucking brute who's just really strong. Like, he does not have many abilities. His Bonkai is literally just him getting getting faster and I think stronger a bit. Doesn't Jesus need to ask God to activate his powers? No comment. I have no idea. I don't read the Bible, so. But they scale Ichigo to low multi. I don't know why they would think that. If a character transcends the concept of time and space, would that be baseline outer versal or just outer versal? I think that's just like, well, baseline outer versal, it's like, I think that's just like, that's outer versal, but I obviously have a different definition for what outer versal means by itself, so. Kratos versus Goku, I think it depends on which Goku. Because I think the Kratoses are much more relative to each other, so it's kind of easy to say where he scales. Best MCU film? The Avengers movies are definitely some of the best ones. But most of the MCU movies are good. How strong is Naruto compared to Dragon Ball? I think he can... I don't know if I want to even answer that question. Oh, God. Kratos beats every version of Goku except for Xeno. That might be true. How is Conway a space-time ninjutsu? I understand the space act bit, but how's time come into it? No, I think it's just like, whenever someone says space-time, it's referring to like a universe, right? Or just like, yeah, just another space-time realm. It's not like the fact that time like is a part of it isn't really a factor. It's just what it's called. Like, a universe could be called a space-time. Like a space-time continuum. If Naruto scales to universal, then Naruto would be a high to lower top tier. In Dragon Ball, if he were to say he's universal, like say universal plus, then I don't know. I think he's probably irrelevant by the Battle of Gods arc. He probably does pretty well, and I think it's arguable for, because I think Dragon Ball characters are probably much faster than like in the Buu arc. Probably. I don't know. That's something I might have to look into. I'm thinking that we might be going on like 10 minutes, and then I'm gonna end the stream. So yeah, just know I'm gonna give this stream 10 more minutes, and then I'm gonna end it. Your favorite ability in fiction? Okay, you don't need to spam it, Brinsol. I got it. Favorite ability in fiction. I think the most bizarre one I ever heard of is when Parrot was telling me about one of the not Doomsday, one of the Doom Patrol villains. I can't remember his name. He can tell you in chat. But basically it's this one character that basically he can it's like he or she, I can't remember what it was, but it was like their power is having the like a power that you like can never having like all the abilities that you can never think of. So whatever powers you don't think of, he or she has. And that's just honestly fucking bizarre to me, and that's just like holy shit. Yeah, the quiz has every power than you never thought of. Yeah, that's the one. That was just like the most interesting power like ability that I've ever heard of. That's like holy shit. It's like you don't think of something and she can instantly do that. That's like Doom Patrol villains are fucking insane. Let's see. Yeah, she's very OP. Know anything about Darkstrider? He has a lot of abilities. From what I know, he's a good planetary character. From what I've heard. Why were the gods of destruction afraid when Zeno erased Universe 9 when they themselves should be able to destroy the macrocosm? I think it's just the fact that they can't stop him. That's why they're afraid. It's not the fact that, like, destroying a universe is so, like, fucking outlandish to them. It's the fact that they cannot stop him. It's literally, like, why Earth, like, whenever Earth gets destroyed, or if someone is threatening to destroy the Earth, that's why the Sea Fighters fucking care. Is because it's like, if they're more powerful, if the villain is more powerful than them, then, like, that's why, like, they actually care, because if they're stronger than them, then they wouldn't have no way to stop him from doing that. Favorite combat tactic in fiction? I don't think I have one. It just seems very broad to me. Some people believe Beerus is the only one who create the massive and strong shockwaves that are capable of destroying the universe itself. That's really dumb. And just like, it's like Goku was there. Like, again, both of their clashes are the ones that, like, we already know that Beerus can destroy universe. It's the fact that it's like both of them would destroy the universe if they kept clashing fists. And it was the fact that Goku was like, because he had no control over God yet, that those shockwaves were happening. It was not until he got a control over that God power that the shockwaves stopped. Why didn't Frieza blow up the Earth while Goku and Gogeta and Broly were fighting? Because he probably wants to see Broly beat the shit out of Gogeta. And I think even if like if he tried to blow up the planet, that Gogeta would he knows that Gogeta would instantly stop him. I think that's like why he fucking leaves, right? I feel like if he knew he could beat Gogeta, he would have stayed and beat the shit out of Gogeta, but he didn't. He just left. Can Broly defeat Jiren? I definitely think it's arguable. Like, I've seen the arguments for it. There's definitely stuff to say that Broly can beat Jiren. What happened to Matthew Scrotum? He's no longer a staff member, but he still talks on VSB. He's still a moron. The skill always matter. I think I answered this kind of earlier. That maybe actually in like an equal stats debate that might be a relevant topic, or just like it's like, what did they do with their skill? Like, what did they do? Like, that's impressive enough to even be brought up in discussion. Wait, Matt's gone? Is he actually gone from VSB? There's no way Matt's gone. I know from what I've seen, he still fucks around, but he just has no, like, authority there anymore. Like, he willingly stepped down. Why didn't they look for Broly to participate in the tournament power? Because they didn't know where Broly was. They didn't even know Broly existed. Like, nobody knew that Broly existed. No, literally nobody. It was like a fucking coincidence that they even that Frieza's minions even came across him. Oh, they banned Matt and his ult? What? Oh shit. I need to check this shit out. Oh my god. I fucking knew it. Of course. Of course Hashi made this fucking meme. Oh god damn it. Movies are not canon? Depends what movies you're talking about. Like, if we're talking about the Z movies, like, then yeah, it's not that they're not canon, they occur in a different alternate timeline. That's literally like what the statement is, and like what their canon is. And it's like they occur in another parallel dimension. Do you think Cooler ever get adapted into a canon adaptation? I think it's possible. I've asked, do you think peak Dragon Ball Super Goku is MFTL Plus. Is the Tarble special canon? I mean, Tarble exists. Like, he was literally mentioned in Super. Alright. I'll answer 5 more questions, and then I'm gonna have to end the stream. Are the waves that travel through the macrocosm from Goku and Beerus's clash evidence that Beerus and Goku have infinite speed? No. That's something called attack speed, which can be faster than the character itself. Like, I explained this in my my different types of speed video. Like, I go over attack speed and how basically it is possible for your attack speed to be vastly above your own travel speed, unless you are literally shown like I show in my video, like say Goku reacting and like literally like he literally like shot the Kamehameha at himself and he reacted to it, so, and literally stopped it, so. My weirdest debate? Weirdest. Probably the one that I had was 6. Because that debate took a really different turn than I thought it was going to. And I fucking hated it after it, like, I literally was about to pin 6 on something. And then once I literally asked the question, he immediately knew what I was going to talk about. So he immediately derailed it to something like, and we just started going into like the realm of like appeal to possibility. And it just really fucking irritated me. And I just stopped caring about the debate at that point, and I was getting pissed off. That was definitely not the most frustrating, but it definitely was the weirdest debate. And that is like that was like kind of me out of character, because I almost never get that pissed off ever. Depends on what you think of the author's statement. Yeah. I don't think that like the author has any like special say over something, but it is possible for you to say that that the author's interpretation could be true, depending on how. It's like, oh, well, what the author says is actually consistent with the series, so I accept his interpretation. So it's just not that like the author has any more sway over what he says than any other person. If you want to go check that out, go watch the Parrot's Death of the Author video, which I helped edit the entire video. Yes, I was going to bring up the Noodles over 6 and 6 over Arrow. Yes, I was going to argue that. Do I plan on doing this again? Probably. Depending on how well this stream does. I mean, like, especially in how many views it gets. I mean, this favorite burger recipe. Oh man, I don't know if I. That's a good question. I don't know if I'd be able to answer. Also, Prince Hall, you don't need to copy and paste shit in order for me to see it. I'm literally looking at what shit is placed first now, because I'm caught up. Is the author making statements that's inconsistent with the series moving the goalpost? No. Moving the goalpost is like literally VSB. Like, say if they don't like a character becoming so strong that they're willing to then change their standards for how they scale characters. It's literally the whole Dragon Ball, like the whole, like, it's like what I mentioned earlier about Super Saiyan Ryu proposing immeasurable speed Dragon Ball heroes in Xenoverse, which was like they literally said, well, we don't think well, it doesn't matter because we're going to be changing how we're going to be taking immeasurable speed anyway, so this entire thread doesn't matter. It's like, say if they just really didn't want to make any Dragon Ball characters ever immeasurable, that's literally what they just did. It was that they shifted the goalposts. They shifted their standards, so then, like, oh, well, I don't even believe in it, so no, they're not that speed. Also, we might, yeah, Striker, we might have to do like a FNAF discussion stream at some point. Like, I don't know how many of you would be down for that. Alright, I'll answer one more. Actually, yeah. Did you draw your own avatar / character used to represent you? No. I never drew him. The first guy that ever drew my character was Cellman from Twitter. And he actually, unfortunately, doesn't draw anymore on his main account, but he draws on his NSFW account. And basically he was like based off of Killua if he was older, if he was like around an adult age, and eventually this is kind of what he looks like now. I don't think I really have a name for him. Alright, so where do you start making Naruto videos, man? Okay, this will be the very last question. Saucy, you'll be my very last question. When do you think you'll start making Naruto videos? Hopefully sometime soon. I do have a couple of ideas. So one of the ones I'm definitely wanting to do is what is chakra? Like I talk about how chakra works in Naruto. Or I also do an entire video that might take a lot of research to do, is the differences between the anime and the manga for Naruto. Because I feel like people need to understand why we don't usually use the anime that much, because there are some pretty big differences in how the scaling works. Because like certain fights, like especially the Kakashi versus Kakuzu fight is seen as way more relative. Like they're seen to be way more relative in the anime than they are in the manga, because Kakashi doesn't even hit him once after he hits him with the Raikiri the first time. Like when Kakuzu literally could not sense him at all. So, okay. Well, anyway, I think that's gonna be the stream for today. I thank you all for joining me on this stream. A lot more people joined than I thought there was gonna be, and now there's a lot more questions that was asked to answer. So I very do much appreciate that. I definitely plan on, like, this stream definitely did really well, so I think I will stream later in the future. So, thank you all for watching. Do expect me to do a video. Actually, before I head out, I can probably read off to you the first paragraph for the video that I'm going to be releasing next Friday, if anyone wants me to do that. I'm not going to tell you what the title is, but I will read out the introduction. Because I think only a few people and the person that helped me write this know what I'm about to do. Alright, so I'll read it out and then we'll end the stream. Hey guys, Surfbone here. Today we'll be talking about the title of the video, the most OP verse you never heard of. Now, when you read that, you would most likely thought about either Umineko or Lovecraft. What you probably ask is, what verse is it, and do they beat DC? Now, all of those thoughts are to be expected. Now, to subvert this video title and to answer both of those questions is no, and by no, I mean there is no verse to be talked about today. What we'll be talking about today is the concept of power scaling hype beasts, secondaries, and how they interact with the game of telephone. So without further ado, let's get into it. Alrighty, that's the introduction. Well, anyway, thank you all for joining the stream and asking me some questions. Hopefully some of you will actually join my Patreon so I can make more videos and like make them as production heavy as I can. So other than that, thank you all for watching. Please join my Patreon, and class is dismissed.